Right, ladies and gents, a couple of days ago I spotted this plant, which I'll just zoom in on. It's called Mullein, sometimes called yellow mullein. It's also the food plant for a rather large-ish, sort of like black and yellow caterpillar, the mullein moth. This mullein is quite common. It grows on stony places like this and drier places. But what struck me about this one, there's a few others about, small one down there. What struck me about this one was the height of it. I'm guessing that's about 6 feet. It's starting to bend over under its own weight. So I'm going to go over. Now with mullein you can make a tea out of it, the leaves. The leaves are quite sort of hairy, fleshy. So I'm going to go over and just have a quick look at that particular plant, and then I'm going to take a few leaves off a couple of the other plants, knocking about. I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's at least a dozen growing here. I'll take some leaves and I'll take them home, and in a day or two I'll sort out some Mullein tea. This is the plant. It's if I was to put that up right there, it would be about 6 feet height I am. This side, a big yellow flower spike there. I just mentioned mullein moths. It's actually, the leaves are a bit eaten here. If I go there, there's one. These are only small and quite new. When they're near the chrysalis stage, they are sort of that size. And this plant could be entirely stripped. All these black bits, that's the feces. There's one there. Right next to it is a smaller one. There's some on that as well. In fact, they've all got mullein moths on them. The caterpillars rather. Not to worry. I'm going to take this leaf. You can see there it's fairy. When you turn into a tea, you can dry this stuff. If you turn it into a tea, you have to do it in such a way to make sure those hairs aren't consumed, so you have to filter it. Smaller one over here. I'll get a leaf or two off it. There's no caterpillar, right? Yeah, that's okay. So that's enough for my needs. So good find that. Just impressed with the size of that particular one. Nice little patch of mullein here. I was going to get this mullein home, and in the next sort of day or two I'll try and get outside and boil it up on the stove, or even on an open fire, and we'll have a mullein tea. Just looking at foxglove there. This just happens to be on a Welsh language mag, but the foxglove there, important plant in the countryside. Unfortunately you can't really eat it. It's full of chemicals and stuff, which is good or bad depending on your point of view for your heart. It's something you don't want to be eating. It's I was out obviously earlier, to one side, getting these leaves off the Mullein plant. I give them a wash, and they've been drip drying there. So, still a little bit of moisture on some of them. There's no wildlife on them. So, none that I can see. No. I made sure I left with these leaves and made sure there was no those Mullein moth caterpillars on them. They seem to be species specific. They live on this plant, so I couldn't just like find one here and flick it out, and it wouldn't survive. They used to eat this stuff. Put that to one side. Mullein, you can buy this in health food shops. Obviously dried. You can dry it yourself, and there is a flavour difference between dried leaves and fresh leaves. This fairy sort of surface on the leaves, it's a bit important, that, because you don't really want to be swallowing that, as it can irritate the throat and your stomach and the rest of your intestines even. But you can make the tea out of this fresh. So what I was basically going to do is I'm just going to cut this up like that into small bits, like that. I need to get a bit more of the flavour out. If you were making a mug of tea, and the mugs the size I use, because I'm a bit of a pig, like like half pint mugs or more, I would want about 3 to 4 tablespoons of these. With the dried leaves, of course, you can just pour on your hot water, let them steep. If you boil this sort of stuff, of course, what happens then is these nutrition type people, they say, oh, you lose so much of this and you lose so much of that, and it's probably true. I've got no reason to disbelieve it, but I don't really eat this sort of stuff and drink this sort of stuff for the health benefits directly. I just do it because it's edible, and it's a nice change from traditional tea, if you like. So that's why I do it, and I do like the flavours. I don't often, I do it, but I don't often dry leaves for use in the winter. I'm just quite happy to eat this as it's available seasonally. So I shall just whittle this down. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tip all them into there, into a jug, and I'm just going to pour some hot water on, which I boiled a few minutes ago, and I'm going to let that steep overnight. And then if I can get the chance to get out tomorrow, I'll put it in the fridge otherwise. If I can get the chance to get out tomorrow, I'll just put it through a sieve, put it back through here, get any hairs out of the leaves, and I'll put it into a bottle. I'll take it out with me, and then I'll just put that into a pan and reheat it. So let's get rid of that. Just over a litre. Just going to let that steep overnight, and we'll take it from there. If I was out in the field now and I wanted to have a quick brew, I could just do that, put hot water on it, let it brew for 10 or 15 minutes. I like my teas hot, and they say don't put boiling water on them and it destroys this and that, but the only way I can get around that then is to let it steep for 10 or 15 minutes, it'll cool right down, and then heat it up again, and that way I get my hot tea. As I say, sure, you lose a bit of nutrition, but if you're worried about nutrition, then maybe you should go down a different route. But I'm just doing this for the flavour, because I like it. So I'll leave that to steep overnight now, and next time you see this, it'll be out in the field. Right, in between rain showers I've been able to slip out the house, and I'm not too far off the road actually, but a few miles from home at the moment, and I thought it was a perfect opportunity in between showers to have a little brew up on this latest tea I've knocked up. Mullein tea. So I brought my little stove. There's a few midges knocking about actually. a little fire would have done nice, the smoke hid my way, but won't bother with that. I'll itchy all over. You probably see the midges flying around in front of my face. I'm just going to bring my little stove and I'll just warm up rather, this filtered tea I made. It's been in the fridge overnight, and everything's looking good, so I'll just get that on the go, and it'll take about 3 or 4 minutes to get nice and hot. As I said, I like my tea hot, and let's swig that down. That's the filtered tea. Put that in there. I'll just warm that up now, and get a bit of heat in it. As I said, I don't like cool tea, cold tea. It's got to be nice and hot for me. And when I'm at home and I actually make a mug of tea, I might end up, for whatever reason, just having a few swigs of it, and most of it's still in the mug, so I just give it a blast for a minute in the microwave and get it nice and hot again. I'm not sure if that's an insult to tea, like, but it's what I do. Got a bit of a film on top, that's to be expected. Let's get in here. The main function of this apparently is to is it like a bit of an expectorant. If you've got a heavy cough or cold and you've got phlegm on your chest and in your throat, this will help bring it up, allegedly. This is actually the first time I've ever tasted this, you know. Lots of other stuff I've made the videos, I've had them lots of times before. The first time I've tried Mullein, and there's nothing special about it at all. It's you get these gourmet types, you know, say, oh, the dried leaves are a bit more less bitter than the fresh leaves, or vice versa, or whatever. But everyone's taste is different, and I ain't ever really taken any notice of that. I drink spruce tea, and if you take any notice of some of the stuff online, the fresh buds in the spring, they're very light green colour, they come out. Apparently they're a much more subtle taste than the older leaves, which taste a lot more bitter, and the presence of turpentine is a bit more obvious. But I actually prefer the older leaves, and I don't really notice anything too bad about the fresher leaves, except that it's like drinking weak beer compared with strong beer. So there's nothing special about it. Taste is in the like beauty, it's in the eye of the beholder. So, yeah, this is alright, but nothing special. There's quite an industry going in this country on herbal cheese with the dried leaves. And me, I just snapped that there. I'm surrounded by this stuff. It's bilberry. Some people call it wimberries, whortleberries, blaeberries in Scotland. It's very common here. And I noticed there's quite a few small berries. That'll be nice and purple in another couple of months. Edible then. There's one there. Of course you can eat the fruit of bilberries. The whole plant is edible, and I don't mind bilberry tea, bilberry leaf tea, that is. What else have we got here? Bit of heather tea, I drink that quite regular. And say, if I was really into my health food stuff, I think I'd be imbibing this sort of stuff every day, but I like it just every now and then and in season. So it's I have dried leaves before of various things, but I'm not really a fan of it. It gives me something to look forward to then, the following season. Anyway, folks, it's okay, and I'd certainly drink it again, but I've tasted far better things. What I will do is next time I have a cold, I don't tend to get ill. I only get coughs and colds once or twice a year. So every 10 years a particularly bad one. And my bodily resistance to all sorts of maladies is quite strong. So I don't mind suffering the odd bout of really bad flu once every decade or something. But next time I do get a bit of a chesty cough, I'll try this, just out of curiosity to see if it does work. So, until next time folks, I say if you approve of this vid, give me a like, leave a comment, or more handily, give me a subscription. It all helps. Always appreciative of that. Also, those who have subscribed already, thanks for your support. Until next time folks, cheers.